Hey, I found this YouTube channel that's literally talking smack about my country. Huh. Let me show you guys this YouTube channel, bro. Hey, these guys be talking smack about South Africa, spreading all kinds of propaganda. I hate this so much. So I'm gonna literally work with them hand in hand. Every time they drop a video and I feel like it's pop, I'm gonna talk about it and express the real nature as to what's going on in South Africa, because it's spreading propaganda. It's a Nigerian AI YouTube channel. Everything is Nigerian generated, as far as you can tell from the accent, you can tell from the videos that they use in this video. It's made to look like it's videos from South Africa, and it's videos that are not even South African. You can check the number plates of the vehicles there, you'll see that they're not even South African. But let's go into this video and see what the blood they're talking about.
There are moments in a nation's story
Now
when
this clip here is South African. Let's keep
fear
going.
takes over the streets, when desperation breeds violence,
This was in KZN, KwaZulu-Natal, here in South Africa.
and when ordinary lives are shattered in the blink of an eye. South Africa is living through one of those moments now, a crisis that has spread far beyond protest lines and into townships, cities, schools, and
I
homes.
swear to God.
Across KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng, the Western
This Bru can't even pronounce Gauteng. I mean, duh.
Cape, Free
Bru said Gauteng. What the blood clot.
across KwaZulu-Natal, Gauteng,
I hate
the
these
Western
AI
Cape,
videos.
Free State, and parts of Mpumalanga, scenes of chaos, panic, and looting have gripped communities as mobs, some organized, many sparked by rumor or frustration.
Rumor. Just hear how he's pronouncing the word rumor. Rumor. That's how the Nigerian folk talk. You know what I'm saying? I hate this channel. I'm not even gonna tell you what channel this is. They're just spreading all kinds of propaganda about South Africa, and it's all cap. Listen.
As mobs, some organized, many sparked by rumor or frustration,
Shut up.
target shops and properties belonging to foreign nationals. What began as
That's cap. Okay, you know what? Let me just relax.
anti-immigrant demonstrations has morphed into a wave of violent looting and community breakdown that shows little sign of slowing. In Estcourt, KwaZulu-Natal, local residents defied a court order and began looting shops reportedly owned by foreign nationals.
Not all of them were owned by foreign nationals. Some of them were South African-owned shops, but keep going.
Videos shared by SABC News and eyewitnesses show shelves stripped bare, doors smashed, and terrified owners trying to protect what little they can. Market stalls have been emptied, clothing stores gutted, and food supplies taken in day-bright
Horrible.
light. Not far away in Pietermaritzburg and Durban, similar scenes have unfolded.
And Durban. Bro, I'm telling you, it's AI.
In one viral video, a woman was assaulted inside her salon after refusing to close it at the demand of protesters. She was
That's facts.
slapped, intimidated, and forced shot.
She wasn't slapped. You don't know what she was being hit with. We don't know if it was a slap or if it was a shambok. So Bru is actually lying and making everything up. I can show you the clip right now. You'll see that on the original video, there's no way this lady's getting slapped. But she did get hit with something. We don't know if it was a slap or not. He's insinuating that it was a slap. AI generated propaganda videos. I'm telling you, I hate these videos.
Demand of protesters. She was slapped, intimidated, and fought. She has since stated her intention to open a criminal case, but for now, her livelihood hangs by a thread.
Hangs by a thread, her livelihood. It wasn't even that deep, dummy. I can show you the clip right now. I hate these AI videos. I promise you, bro. Hold on. So this is the actual clip of the incident that occurred today in KZN Estcourt. That's the name of the town or whatever. And these criminals walked in this salon and were trying to intimidate her. So I'll try to do translations in between. I'm just going to play the audio a bit softer from the video itself, so I'm a bit louder than the video, and I'll try to translate what Bru is saying in the background, because it's Zulu. She's saying that, I'm gonna work regardless. You're not gonna tell me what to do in my shop. I'm gonna continue working. So the Bru's actually forcing her to stop operating whatever salon business that she's running currently, because they are forcing her to join the protest. And she's like, bro, I have a client here. I wanna work. Let me work. This is a Zulu lady, by the way. This is not a foreigner. You can tell from the accent. You just smell me. This brew is forcing her, dog. This brew with the hatchback. He looks like a bloody gorilla, just judging from how big his back is. Like, this brew is kind of built like that. He's literally telling her that, like, say, you're gonna join us, Nginkani, by fire, by force. He's forcing this poor lady to join the protest. She's like, I'm not doing it. But mind you, as I've said already, this is a South African national. This is not a foreign national that's getting harassed by these criminals, in my opinion, because you don't just storm in someone's store and force them to do what you want them to do, and if they don't comply, you beat them up. Because she actually got assaulted. Listen closely. You being he no colors in English. You being stubborn for no reason. That's what he's saying to her. You being stubborn for no reason. Like, yeah, papa, like you being too forward about this whole situation. You being stubborn. Hey, she's built different. Hold on. She's built different. Hold on. Who are you, man? You are disrespectful. That's what he's saying. You are disrespectful. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. There we go. There we go. Hold on. I think she hit him first. Did you see that? I think Brew got assaulted first and he started whiplashing them. He started, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. Watch closely. Listen to the slap, and he does this as if he's avoiding getting hit, and then he just started lashing out too. Somebody struck Brew with something and he just started retaliating. When's that? And he's asking, what are you doing? What are you doing while he's whiplashing? Hold on. And then his friend just walks up out of nowhere and starts asking questions like, Shailan, why are you hitting Brew? Why are you hitting Brew? This Brew is wearing a March and March t-shirt. Hold on. March and March. And this lady here is wearing a Mkonto Wesizwe party blood clot little thingy. You know what I'm saying? Over her shoulders. She looks like Superman, but the Mkonto Wesizwe Superman type thing. Super lady, super woman, whatever you want to call her. Cat woman. See, Mkonto Wesizwe, that's the former President Jacob Zuma's party. So she represents Mkonto Wesizwe. Hold on. Bro, she's screaming her lungs out. She's like, you better not touch me ever again for the rest of your life. Ninga ling in Mbambe foot ever again. Brew is wearing a shirt that's written Labor and Civic Organization. That's LACO. Yeah, these brews are known as LACO. Hold on. Chat, you guys are sending messages in the chat, but they're not popping up on my screen. You see now. You guys are going to have to wait for me to fix it. Hold on. Give me at least 2 minutes. I'm fixing this right now. You guys better not going anywhere. Y'all are not going. No. Yo, Cedric, what up, boy? Welcome back again. I'm fixing this. Give me 2 minutes. Hold on. In the meantime, I'm going to play this in the background, okay? Just watch carefully what happens in the scene, right? So these people enter the store or enter the salon and they start demanding that this lady stops operating. And she's like, guys, I have to finish this client. I'll join the protest after finishing this client. You guys are not going to tell me what to do. And the guys are like, hey, you're being disrespectful. You're being stubborn. What's wrong with you? And somebody, it seemingly looks like, allegedly, somebody strikes the man and he starts retaliating with the whiplash. And his friend pulls up and is like, hey, bro, why are you hitting my buddy? That's the friend. You'll see the friend pulling up, and then the Mkonto Wesizwe Superwoman starts walking up too with the green thingy over her shoulders, and there's a March and March Brew with a white t-shirt also intervenes in the scene to try and see what the blood are going on. But it looks like the perpetrator or the guy that's wearing the Labor and Civic Organization t-shirt. That's LACO. The guy that's wearing this t-shirt got hit first, allegedly. Judging from what I'm seeing, I could be wrong, but it's fine. Let's keep going. And I'll fix the chat in the meantime. There goes the whiplashing. Hold on. Did you guys come here to arrest us South Africans, or you came here to arrest foreigners? Are you guys here to chase away foreigners or us South Africans? Because she's South African, so she's trying to figure out, to say, why am I a victim of these attacks? What's going on? She's absolutely bewildered and upset that why are you touching me? Why are you putting your hands on me, sir? You know what I'm saying? Basically, that's what the screaming going on is right now. She's upset. Jesus. Jesus. She just wanted to finish off the client that she was operating. Yo, Cedric, well, the reason why it's the Zulu folk that are seen in most of these clips is because the Zulu folk are the majority in South Africa as far as tribe-wise. You know what I'm saying? They the biggest tribe in South Africa, easily. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of them. That's why the dominating language in Johannesburg, which is the most popularly which is a city, Johannesburg being a city that's really dominated by a lot of black folk. I mean, Gauteng has the biggest population in the whole entire country, right? As small as it is, being the smallest province, province in the country, Gauteng has the biggest population. And out of everybody in Gauteng, out of everybody in Johannesburg, being the most, I don't know. Yeah, probably the most, Johannesburg has to be the province, the city with the biggest population. So with that being said, the Zulu folk are the dominating tribe in Johannesburg. So hence, that's why the default language in Johannesburg is Zulu. Fair enough. But this is happening in Durban. Right? Baby crying, sad scenes happening there in Durban. Let's proceed with this propaganda-ass video that I found of a Nigerian YouTube channel.
Local social media users reacted with shock and sadness,
They did.
describing the incident as South Africa at its lowest point.
Has to be.
Looting has spread to Johannesburg's Alexandra Township, where foreign-owned spaza shops were stripped of stock as mobs rifled through shelves, picking up food, electronics, and clothing.
Alexandra experienced a lot of looting in the Akasi. Alexandra is probably one of the most literally poorest townships in Johannesburg, literally. And it's just divided from one of the most opulent South African cities, or what's Sandton? Sandton a city? I mean, Johannesburg is the city, and inside, yeah, it's a suburb. So Alexandra and Sandton are literally a street apart, and they literally so different from each other, like completely opposite, like polar opposites. Alexandra being very, very poor, and Sandton being very, very rich. So some of the rich and opulent folk in South Africa live in Sandton, literally, you know what I'm saying? Compared to Alexandra, some of the poorest people are in Alexandra. So he's saying that in Alexandra, they started experiencing some lootings of foreigner-owned spaza shops. I'm going to have to correct that. While most of these spaza shops are owned by foreigners, some of them are South African owned as well. And when these poor people start looting, they could give two fucks who owns that spaza shop. If it's South African owned or foreign national owned, they don't give a blood clot damn. They just operate because they're hungry and they just need something. You know what I'm saying? So they using these protests, these criminals are using these protests as a front to actually loot and steal stuff. That's facts. I'm not going to take that away from this AI generated Nigerian video.
In Soweto and Midrand, informal traders reported being forced to barricade themselves inside their homes as looters shouted xenophobic chants and smashed windows. Fruit and vegetable stores, vital sources of daily income, were overwhelmed and emptied in minutes. In Cape Town's Belleville and Paro districts, anti-migration marches earlier in the week drew thousands. While some were peaceful protests against undocumented immigration, others devolved into attacks on storefronts and informal traders.
Look at the guys.
Videos show mobs breaking down gates and taking goods from immigrant-run businesses.
This is a video of a fallen truck on a highway, and people just start taking the maize that's in the truck, okay? So this is not looting a shop as far as, you know, the subject at hand is concerned, because the title of the video, of this video that I'm watching, which I'm not going to leak, because I literally want to suppress as much as I can this AI flipping blood clot channel from Nigeria spreading propaganda about South Africa. It's titled Looting Erupts in KZN as Foreign-Owned Shops Targeted. This is not a foreign shop, you know what I'm saying? This is a truck that's in the highway that lost control, and there's maize all over the place and people are just picking up the maize. It's still theft. It is still looting, yes, but it's not a foreigner-owned shop. So I just want to show you what this AI channel is doing. It's literally taking clips that are out of context and talking about them out of context. I hate that so much, because some of these clips are not even South African clips, and I'll tell you which ones are not South African. So stay in the video so I can expose this liar.
Shop owners chose to close preemptively, but those who stayed behind reported intimidation and threats. The tension exploded on social media, where looters...
And for those of you who think that this is not a Nigerian-owned AI channel, just listen to the accent. I used to watch a lot of Nollywood videos or movies or whatever, so my ear is very trained when it comes to assessing a Nigerian accent and etc.
and threats. The tension exploded.
The tension. Come on now, stop playing with me.
On social media, where looters, many young and jobless, openly posted photos and videos of stolen goods, proudly displaying them with captions revealing the extent of the economic desperation driving some of the attacks.
That wasn't in KZN, that was in Bloemfontein, where kids were showing off their loot as far as what they were able to grab from these stores. You feel what I'm saying? I'll show you a video right now of what he's talking about. He's talking about these kids. These kids were in Bloemfontein, and they just happened to literally loot all of the goods and show it off on Twitter or X. Look at Blue. Bro, what are you gonna do with so much cool drink? What are you gonna do with so much cool drink? Yo, Cedric, I'll respond to your message right now, buddy. But just tell me right now, what is Blue gonna do with so much cold drink in his fridge? Doesn't make sense. Oh, no. Look at him, very proud. What are you gonna do with all of this, Buddha? This is snacks. I see these biscuits as well. My goodness. Thieves. And stupid as well, because they're gonna get caught. They're gonna get caught. If somebody opens a case and they start tying this video to their shop getting looted, this Blue is going to jail. Looks like a very young man. Look at him. These are kids. Babies. He's like, yo, there's more, buddy. Come here, there's more. Come see. Biscuits. What else? Bro, they even stuffed some cold drink in the blood clot oven. Bro, come on, dude. Look at that. These guys have cold drink to last them until December. Even in December, they'll still have cold drink left over. Are you kidding me? Snacks. I promise you, as much as they have so much food or supplies to last them for a year, this is gonna be done within 2 months. Facts. Because they got girlfriends too. They're gonna share it. They're gonna throw parties, boy. I promise you. Are you kidding me? This was in Bloem. This happened like about a week ago. I mean, Cedric, every country has idiots. Every country has idiots. I mean, obviously, this is dumb behavior. Are you stupid? Like, are you stupid enough to post online, show your face online that you stole from somebody? That's stupidity at its highest level. Every country has idiots. So yes, if it happened in Canada, there's an idiot that was gonna show a video of himself literally showing off the loot that he stole from a shop somewhere. There's idiots everywhere. Even in America, you've seen some stupid videos. So it's not a country thing. It's just a stupidity thing, which is a human thing. So this is a human trait that you're watching right here being displayed. There's nothing to do with South Africa. It's just idiocy. Do you feel what I'm saying? He's going to jail. This idiot is going to jail. He's going to get caught and he's going to get... Bro, I'm trying to tell you something, bro. This is crazy.
One video showed a man walking down a street in Kwamashu, branding...
Hold on. We're not going to ignore Cedric's message here. Cedric was like, I understand that, but what are the odds that a Zulu party like MK are also behind March and March, and they were also involved in July 2021 unrest? Well, so MK is not behind March and March. I know you know that MK is its own organization versus March and March also it being its own organization. MK is a political party. March and March is a movement that's trying to place the government that wants to hold the government accountable for all the issues that we're facing in the country. Completely different ideologies, by the way. You feel what I'm saying? MK is a failed ANC government that decided, or partly ANC government that decided to, strap itself away from ANC to start their own political party because they got tired of some members in the ANC being able to loot and steal government resources for their own benefit, and they felt like they were left behind, or at least they had power when Jacob Zuma was still the president of the ANC. But as soon as Jacob Zuma lost the authority there, or the majority rule under ANC, he decided to go start his own political party, and he took some of, or if not half of the whole ANC to start a political party for MK, or he called it MK. And how do I know that he took half of the ANC politicians or parliament or whatever? Because they got 15% from their inception back in the 2024 elections. You feel what I'm saying? So yes, ANC and MK is the same thing. March and March is trying to oppose everything that ANC has going on. So what MK party is doing now is it's trying to get the people's favor again. It's trying to get in the people's good books again. And that's why they're trying to align themselves or form an alliance with March and March. But the people are not stupid. At least I'm not. At least my viewers are not stupid. They can see what MK is trying to do. They're trying to make it seem like they're fighting the root cause of South Africa's root problems by literally masking and parading with March and March side by side as if we don't know what they're trying to do. We know exactly what they're trying to do. They were never going to fix South Africans' problems. They just mad that they're no longer in bed with the ANC and they no longer getting those benefits that they used to get while they were still under ANC. Don't be fooled by this MK party. MK is literally just the ANC disguised as something that's not about the ANC's policies. Fact. Zuma was there in the ANC and he did what he did. We all know what he did. We're not going to talk about it in this video because we want to make this video 3 hours long. You feel what I'm saying? You know exactly what he did. If you don't know, I'll make a live stream about that and we'll discuss it later on throughout this bloodshot YouTube channel's progress. You feel what I'm saying? So don't get it misconstrued. March and March is March and March. MK is a political party that people should not vote for. I'm just going to tell it like it is. I'm sorry. Hate me, shoot me, whatever.
Dishing household items as if trophies, while others celebrated what they described as taking what is ours. This widespread unrest comes on the heels of ongoing anti-immigrant marches organized by groups like March and March, Operation Dudula, and other civic coalitions. These movements initially called for stricter immigration control and prioritizing citizens for jobs and services, demands rooted in the real frustrations of high unemployment and deteriorating infrastructure. But as protests intensified, many shifted from political demands to violent action, targeting those they see as outsiders. What makes this crisis particularly alarming is not just the violence, it is the involvement of school children and entire neighborhoods.
Involvement of school children and entire neighborhoods. He's referencing what happened in the Western Cape. Specifically in Cape Town, there's a kasi called Fontaine, if I'm not mistaken. And there was kids that were looting the streets of their kasi there. They were upset, you know what I'm saying? So I found a short little clip that will show you exactly what happened there. I'm going to try to make sure that I don't play the one where there was violence because YouTube doesn't like violence. So I'm going to try to stay away from that one. But it's very unfortunate, right? This AI Blue is talking about these kids were looting he's trying to insinuate that these kids were looting a foreign national's store or shop. But these kids were literally looting an informal business of a South African woman who sells oranges, fruits and veggies in the streets. Very unfortunate. So everything that's going on in South Africa is not only affecting foreigners. Sharp, a huge brunt of them might be foreign nationals simply because a lot of foreigners in South Africa do not come here with skills, right? Obviously, a lot of them do, but a huge majority of them don't. I'm sorry, they really don't. They pull up here and they operate vendor jobs. They literally park in the streets and sell fruits and veggies. This lady right here, unfortunately, she's a South African according to the comment section that I read. This is a South African lady, and unfortunately, these kids messed up her whole stock. You know what I mean? Very unfortunate. So yes, it's not only South Africans that are getting affected, it's also foreign nationals, or rather the opposite of that. I wanted to say the opposite, you know, I wanted to say that differently, but yeah, it's fine. Watch this. And these idiots are literally recording themselves and posting it online. So much evidence flying around online, and if they want to catch you, they'll catch you, dummy. What are you guys doing? If I saw my little brother in one of these videos, I'm sorry. I'm touching him. I'm putting hands on Blue. What are you doing? You trying to give mom a heart attack? By looting the next person's business? Are you dumb? If that was my little brother, it's up for the whole month. I'm slapping him every single day. I wake up in the morning and I'm reminded that my little brother was looting. I'm slapping him. I'm sorry, YouTube, but I just had to say it. Please don't flag my channel for trying to spit facts and tell the truth that if my little brother was seen in his school uniform doing this, slapping him every single day when I wake up. Come here, take this. I remind him even next year again that I say, remember last year you were looting? Come here, slap. Are you kidding me?
Fontaine, Cape Town, groups of learners from multiple schools took to the streets, chanting for foreign nationals to leave while throwing stones, confronting teachers, and looting nearby stalls. Some footage shows uniformed learners forcing shopkeepers to close and join the larger march. This signals a disturbing spread of resentment into the youth population. Children who should be learning and protected are now participating in mob action.
Homeslice just sent a very important message here in the live chat. Homeslice is saying, nothing will change until the people wake up. South Africans need to wake up. SA has so much potential, but they keep following useless so-called leaders, putting them on a pedestal. I promise you, man. If our brothers and sisters here in South Africa had internet access, because you and I are very privileged to be able to interact like this, I promise you that a lot of South Africans aren't able to interact like this online. A lot of people don't have social media. A lot of people don't have access to social media. There was a time in my life where I didn't have access to social media. Right now, I feel very privileged to be able to even live stream. You know how much it costs to be able to live stream? You know how much it costs to be able to watch YouTube videos every single day from morning until sunset? Do you know how privileged you and I are? Unfortunately, the South African average Joe is subject to consuming content from a TV screen where there's a lot of lies being told about this country. Unfortunately, the media that we have in South Africa is spreading lies about South Africa. They flipping title every single... Lebu, why are you calling me, buddy? Lebu doesn't know that I'm streaming. I'm not going to pick up this phone. Ish. Lebu, I'll call you back, buddy. Unfortunately, our news channels are talking about anti-immigration protests that are going on in South Africa. First of all, there's no anti-immigration protests that are going on in South Africa. It's not anti-immigration. It's anti-illegal immigration. Be very specific about your terminology as far as what you are framing, all the propaganda that you're pushing about South Africa. Make sure that you're being very specific as to what's been going on in South Africa. It's anti-illegal, keyword. But you'll never hear the media of South Africa talking about it being illegal. They always refer to the situation being undocumented migrants. They always talk about undocumented migrants. They never talk about illegal migration that's going on in South Africa. That's the part that I hate about the traditional media in South Africa. They know for a fact that nobody, or at least they know for a fact that a huge majority of the population in the Eastern Cape does not have access to the internet because of the infrastructure there, or lack thereof. They know for a fact that the average Joe in South Africa does not have internet, and that's also, in my opinion, part of the reason why they will never let Elon Musk operate Starlink in South Africa, because Starlink is going to make sure that people in the rural areas have access to the internet. ANC would hate for that to happen. Are you kidding me? This is the same ANC government that's trying to regulate podcasters like I. They want to regulate podcasters because they just hate the fact that we're talking about them to South Africans who have access to the internet. They hate that so much. You feel what I'm saying? So, hey, my guy, what did you say? Nothing will change until the people wake up, because South Africa has so much potential, but keep following useless so-called politicians and leaders, putting them on a pedestal. People love Julius Malema. Are you kidding me? They love Julie. They love Juju. The same brew who was found guilty for shooting a gun in public. Everybody knows that that's a criminal offense. Everybody and their grandma knows that shooting a gun in public is stupidity, because what goes up has to come down. We'll never know what got hit by that bullet as it went up, or whatever bullets that are getting fired in the air every single day. It's a criminal offense. If a bullet goes up, it has to come down. If it hits somebody's car, if it hits somebody's head, if it hits anybody in the street, what's going to happen? They probably won't live. Are you kidding me? You can't survive that. What else we got in the chat? You feel what I'm saying? Also, with 60% youth unemployment, that is why people are pissed off. Facts! And the whole... Who are you, my guy? Kurt, people are extremely confused as to what's going on in South Africa. Why are they looting? Why is the kids in the streets? What's going on? Bro, everybody is unemployed in this country. So what do you mean that you're shocked that people are looting? What do you mean? I'm not shocked. You are not shocked, but the rest of the world is. And stop talking about South Africa. If you're American, stop talking about South Africa, because you don't know what the blood clot we're facing in this country. You're not in the ground. You're not on the ground. You don't see what's going on in the streets. I'm in the township right now, so I can tell you what's going on in the streets. If you got questions, make sure, guys, like this live stream so that the algorithm pushes this live stream to everybody else that's been talking smack about South Africa. I'm convinced that in this live stream right now, the majority of the people watching this live stream right now are South Africans. I don't want South Africans watching this live stream. I want the other guys to watch this live stream so I can talk to them directly. Click the like button. Make sure you share this video if you can, but I want you to stay, so you might not want to share it. Stay, but click the like button so that the algorithm pushes this thing so I can talk to these people. I want all the Ghanaian folks in here. I want all the Nigerian folks in here so I can tell them where to get off and explain to them if they don't understand what's going on. Please, if you don't understand what's going on, if you're not a South African, ask a question in the live chat. I'll respond to you directly. As a belief, as we move on.
In Durban's Umlazi and Kwamashu High School, pupils have been filmed joining in demonstrations, attacking foreign-owned spaza shops and blockading.
All right, cool. Cedric says here, it is anti-immigration protest, and it's not even a bad thing to call it that. No, can I correct you, Cedric? Why I'm saying it's not an anti-immigration protest is because South Africa is not anti-immigration. South Africa loves immigrants. South Africa loves immigrants, buddy. South Africa always loved immigrants. Immigrants have always been a part of South Africa for the longest time. If South Africa was anti-immigration, then immigrants wouldn't be in this country, buddy. Let's keep it all the way a stack. You understand what I'm saying? South Africa loves immigrants, and that's why every single spaza shop in the township is owned by a foreign national. If South Africa was anti-immigrants, we wouldn't have immigrants here. If South Africa was anti-immigration, we wouldn't have people claiming that they're looking for asylums in South Africa, talking about them having a war in their countries and them running away from war. All this time, they're just running away from economic struggles or economic crises that they're facing in their own countries. If South Africa was so anti-immigration, we would not have such an influx of immigrants in the country, buddy. So it's anti-illegal, dog. That's all people are crying about. Illegal. Please follow the rules of the country. That's it. I hope I answered or made it clear enough. You know what I'm saying? What else did you say, buddy? Homestars is suggesting that we march to the parliament, that we march to Home Affairs, the presidency, block the access to the rich neighborhoods. In 1 week, they will solve your issues. All right, cool. That's a commendable suggestion. However, unfortunately, marching to people that, okay, cool. So the only way to get South African government to listen to the majority, oh, it's 9 p.m. already. Anyway, the only way to get the South African government to act is to hit them where it hurts. We realized that the South African parliament or the politicians in the country care about foreigners more than they do about the people of the country. How do we know this? They are okay with foreigners using public services that are that are paid by the South African taxpayers. Okay? The South African taxpayers pay for services that we get to enjoy as the poor. Services like free public health care, free education, free this, free that, right? So a lot of things are actually being paid through South African taxes. But we realize that taxes are being paid by people who are legally in the system. People with legal businesses. People with legal papers to actually operate businesses in the country or employment. If you're not legal in the country, if your business doesn't have a CK number, if your business is not registered with CIPC, it's an informal trade. And South Africans are saying that South Africans are supposed to be the ones running informal trade in the country, not foreigners. And that's according to South African law. That's according to Tanzanian law. That's according to Ghanaian law. Nigerians as well. It's only the nationals of the country that are that are allowed to run informal business in those countries, in all the countries that I've mentioned, or most countries around the globe. So when South Africans say that we need to literally make sure that it's only South Africans are operating in that fashion, the whole world is like, no, that's xenophobic. How is that xenophobic if your country is pushing the same rule or the same law? Why is it crazy if South Africans say they want to operate informal settlement as much as they used informal trade as much as they used to back in the day? How is that a crazy thing to ask for? What else did you say? There's something that you said. Hold on. All right, cool. So why do I say that South African government cares about foreigners more than they do about South Africans themselves? When South African government or the ANC government decided to put the bill in act, a bill or an act that says that foreign national kids can be able to be placed in South African public schools without having to provide documentation. However, if the child is South African or the parents are South African, the parents have to make sure that that child has documentation. Otherwise, the child is not going to get placed in school. Basically, that means that you are prioritizing foreign national kids over South African kids. And you telling me that, not that you did, but I'm saying that, are you telling me that South African government cares about South Africans? Of course not. I mean, just recently, President Cyril Ramaphosa lifted the laws that make it difficult, according to him, for foreigners to be able to enter countries. He lifted the visa laws that are able to make sure that people come in the country with at least some level of money to make sure that they can take care of themselves in case they get into maybe a car accident, God forbid. The visa allows them to actually go to a private hospital and get assistance in a public hospital. Cyril Ramaphosa lifted those type of rules to say that we want ease of travel from one country to the next, or from your country into South Africa. He lifted those type of rules. And you telling me, not that you did, but are you telling me that there's a president that cares about South Africa? In a crisis like this, South Africans are telling you to do something to save or close the borders, or maybe at least make sure that the border management there is sealed enough so that people don't come in willy-nilly. And he does the complete opposite of that. That's a president that doesn't care about South Africa but cares about foreigners. Hit him where it hurts. Unfortunately. Allegedly. Hit him where it hurts. Disrupt informal businesses. And you'll see the South African president is going to do something about it. And he is doing something about it. Extremely upset. So marching to Home Affairs, people have been trying that, buddy. People have been trying that. People have been marching to Parliament. But that doesn't hurt them. Because it's like, give them a week, they'll be done. Literally, South Africans, they'll protest for a week and then they're done. And they go back to normal business as usual. Looting their government, being corrupted their government. But now that South Africans are actually going in the streets and asking foreigners to leave the country, that's when it caught the attention of Julius Malema. That's when Juju started talking now. Am I wrong? That's when President Cyril Ramaphosa started condemning South Africans for actually pulling up on foreigners. Am I wrong? Hit them where it hurts. Obviously, I mean it figuratively. Not literally hit. You know what I'm saying? You get it though, right? Because you're educated. Like you. Like me, rather. Unlike some Africans I know who are using the word xenophobia out of context. They're not even Googling what the word xenophobia means. They're just using it. South Africa is xenophobic. Google the damn word. You'll see that we're not xenophobic. That's what we're talking about here. I'm struggling to breathe, but yeah, let me catch my breath quickly. Kurt is saying, guys, bottom line is our SAPS and SANDF are involved in criminal syndicates, and we don't have border guards patrolling our borders. It has to be torn down and rebuilt in the true vision of post-1994. 100%. You helping me. You literally taking the words out of my mouth. I appreciate it, buddy. I appreciate it. If you didn't hear what I just read, please read it again. It's in the chat. It's in the live chat right there. Very important point that you're making there, buddy. Appreciate you.
Roads.
That's it. It's very unfortunate. SAPS, shout out to Kwanazi. Shout out to Blue. He's holding it down there in KZN.
Many of these students told journalists they believe foreign nationals steal their jobs or take opportunities away from local citizens.
That's fact. You heard what he said? Listen to what he said.
Foreign nationals blockading roads. Many of these students told journalists they believe foreign nationals steal their jobs or take opportunities away from local citizens.
That's facts. And if you don't think that's facts, say in the live chat that that's a lie, and I'll tell you and I'll debunk it for you why it's true.
Whether true or not, this misplaced blame highlights a deep crisis of frustration among youth who feel abandoned by economic systems that have offered them little hope. The looting has become so widespread that entire commercial districts resemble ghost towns.
That's a lie. Did you hear this bro just lied right now? Did you hear this guy lying? This AI Nigerian YouTube channel. Did you hear it? Should I play back? Click the like button, then I'll play back.
Highlights a deep crisis of frustration among youth who feel abandoned by economic systems that have offered them little hope. The looting has become so widespread that entire commercial districts resemble ghost towns.
He said the looting has become so widespread that entire commercial spaces look like ghost towns. Why is if that was true, he was gonna show us. Where in South Africa is commercial space looking like a ghost town? Why are you lying, Buddha? This whole channel, it pushes these videos every single day talking about South African talking about the lootings that are going on in South Africa. But when you try to listen to what he's saying and what he's showing us on screen, where's the ghost town, buddy? Because literally the mess that's here on screen right now, they clean it the same day and everything is back to normal again. Ghost town, my foot. You know what a ghost town is? Google ghost town right now and see and tell me if that's what's and if you're South African, tell me if you've seen a ghost town in South Africa. What is this guy talking about? I hate this bro. I hate this bro.
Bloemfontein's Rockland area, nearly 100 suspects were detained after mobs reportedly looted liquor outlets and other stores. Police had to secure the area with heavy presence as near...
Cedric is saying the problem with street justice, the rest of... Hold on, Cedric. Where's your message? It was right here on my screen. Now it disappeared. Blood clot. Chat, 2 people click the like button. Stop playing with me. Click the like button right now before I lose my mind. Cedric is saying the problem with street justice, the rest of Africa sees it as personal attacks, and it'll decrease rather South Africa's credibility worldwide. The continent can't say South Africa represents Africa anymore. Fair enough. Fair. Trust me. South Africans right now could care less. South Africans right now could care less about what the rest of the world thinks about them. Right now, South Africans could care less if the rest of the world sees South Africa as a country that represents Africa. We could care less about that. Right now, what South Africans are saying is that please go fix your countries so that South Africa is no longer seen as a representation of the rest of Africa anymore. We actually want every single country in Africa to represent itself. That's what South Africans are saying right now. You feel what I'm saying? So when Africans see South Africans protesting in the streets as a reflection of South Africa targeting or attacking Africans, that's very unfair. Because even the foreign nationals who are living in South Africa, they know for a fact that our government is failing us. How do I know this? Cedric, I know you know too. How do I know that you know? Because you also follow those pages on TikTok and Facebook that are always shoving it in our faces that our government is failing us. We are reminded every single day by people who are living in Europe who so happen to be Ghanaians or Nigerians who always tell us every single day that your government is failing you in South Africa. Look at you, ha ha ha. Cedric, am I lying? People from African countries remind us every day that Julius Malema hates us. Every single day we are reminded that our politicians hate us. They tell us every single day that your politicians hate you guys. Am I lying, Cedric? So the protests that are going on right now are literally trying to get our politicians' attentions to say, look, listen guys, stop what you're doing to us. We were here before in the apartheid government. 32 years ago, we won against the apartheid government. Why are you doing this to us now? You are a black government. The black government should not be doing this to black people. What are we doing here? So if the rest of Africa sees that as a personal attack on them, then they bugging, Cedric. Then they bugging, literally. Madness. We are trying to fight our government. And the rest of Africa is telling us that we can't do it because it's xenophobic. Stop playing with me. I'm going to crash out. Stop playing with me. We are trying to talk to these blues and tell them that, say, stop playing with us. The last thing we need is the rest of Africa telling us that we can't do that. Are you kidding me? If I'm talking smack, tell me right now in the chat that Brian Savannah, you bugging, you're an idiot. Tell me right now if I'm an idiot. But I'm telling you exactly how South Africans feel. This is the average sentiment that a South African holds in their heart, that say we being disrespected in our own countries, not only by politicians, but also by the rest of the African continent. Are you kidding me? And everyone is shocked that South Africans are out in the streets protesting, then you bugging. Call me crazy, it's fine. But I'm just sharing the average South African's frustrations. Is it fair on foreigners? Of course not, it's not fair. But obviously they didn't put themselves in this position. Our government literally allowed them to break the law. So they're thinking, Haibo, if your own government let me break the law, then why are you complaining, South Africa? That's all foreign nations are trying to figure out. And unfortunately, our government failed them too. The South African government failed you as a foreigner. I'm sorry. Instead of taking your bribe when you were trying to get into the country, they took it, and now you're in this position where South Africans are like, you paid a bribe to get into our country, so you better leave. You're not going to get a refund for it. I'm sorry. You're not getting a refund for it. Hardy. Oopsie. So our government finessed you. You got finessed by our corrupt government. So even you are suffering right now as a foreigner. Hardy. Sorry. The same government that you keep literally rooting for. Like, ANC is the best government we ever had in South Africa. Viva ANC, viva. Those are foreigners saying that. Viva ANC, viva. Viva Julius Malema, viva. Unfortunately, Julius Malema failed you. Because he won't be able to save you from the wrath that we're literally watching happen right now in South Africa. Julius Malema is not going to be able to save you. I'm sorry. South Africans are not going to stop. Nothing's gonna make South Africans stop. I'm sorry. It's very unfortunate. Oh boy. There we go again. Where were we? It is not the rest of the world, but SA has a seat in the G20 because of African votes. 40% of industrial products in South Africa are sold to the rest of Africa. It is very risky for the economy of South Africa. I promise you, Cedric, I promise you, South Africans could care less. South Africans could care less. At this point, South Africa could care less. You know why, Cedric? You know why I'm saying that South Africans could care less? I love your comment, by the way. I love your comment, by the way. Why am I saying that South Africans could care less about South Africa producing products that are going to the international market or to the rest of Africa? Is because the average South African is not benefiting from those proceeds, Cedric. When I say South Africans are not benefiting, obviously they are to some degree. I mean, some of this money, it's going towards our health system. Some of this money is going to our education system, infrastructure, etc., etc. Of course, we are benefiting as South Africans. But on the ground level, the average Joe on the ground level, I'm talking about the majority of South Africans, they're not really feeling those benefits. Why? Because in the house, there is no food. Only one person is employed in a family of 10. So what does the eggs that are getting exported from South Africa to Angola, how is that benefiting the average Joe in the township? How is that helping the average Joe in the township? Unfortunately, there's gang unemployment in South Africa, buddy. That's the unfortunate current reality. So the immediate issue is to fix whatever it is that the majority of people in South Africa are crying about. And that's all South Africans care about right now at this point. Not export of goods. We could care less about that. Because a huge chunk of that money, Cedric, listen to me carefully. A huge chunk of the money that you're talking about that South Africa is benefiting from exporting goods, it's going to the white man. Fact! Call me a lie and I'll prove it. Call me a lie and I'll prove it right now to you, Cedric. Because a lot of those businesses that are exporting goods out of South Africa, they're not owned by black people. Fact! A lot of those products that are getting produced are produced by a company called Unilever. Unilever produces 98% of the products that are being sold in South African shops. Guess who owns Unilever? Exactly. Did I answer your question? Where we at? Cedric is saying, hold on, there's a comment that I didn't see. Kurt is saying, we had industrial capacity, but surprised ANC messed it up for everybody. Yeah. Our industrial capacity was lit, boy. We were producing everything. Are you kidding me? What? Are you kidding me? We have a. Hey, I don't want to talk about my personal things, but there's a place called Merton, not too far from where I'm at right now currently. It's in the Vaal. It's in Gauteng as well, south of Johannesburg. There's a place called Merton, and Merton used to produce a lot of things, man. Currently as we speak, Merton has a brewer, and it's Heineken. Heineken is producing its beer there in Merton. They have this big, gigantic factory where they're producing beer right here in Merton, right? It just goes to show. And by the way, Heineken wants to invest its capital that they were going to invest in European countries into South Africa. Why? Because the production is so smooth there in Merton. Because it's a city that's being run by the white folk. I'm sorry, it's facts. DA is running Merton, and it's running so smooth that even the investor, which is Heineken, wants to invest more money. The money that they should be investing in Europe, they want to invest it back into South Africa because it's so smooth running, and it's ran by white people. Are you listening to what I'm saying? But that wasn't the point I wanted to make. The point I wanted to make was that the point that you had there, Kurt, that we used to have an industrial capacity that was so lucrative. Fact. An example, in Merton, there's so many factories that have been closed down, buddy. So many factories that are just sitting there idling. Thanks to the ANC government. Merton used to make so much money. People used to flock to Merton for work. Now it's a quiet city. It's quiet. I started a business in Merton. It failed. Personally started a business in Merton and it failed. Because there's nobody to buy my products. There's not enough people to buy my products. There was a lady working there in Merton with a business called Green World, and she was selling herbs or whatever. Green World herbs. She's like, boy, I used to make 100,000 a month. She's like, I left my job as a teacher and I was like, I'm making 100,000 in Merton. Why the blood clot should I keep educating? She left her profession as a teacher to go continue selling those herb products. Herbs. She was making 100,000 a month in Merton. She's like, all of that money is gone. People left the city. People left because the factory started closing down one by one. When Estcourt started malfunctioning. When the electricity supplier started malfunctioning, those firms were like, bruh, now we have to buy petrol and run generators. We're not going to do that. We're leaving South Africa. Facts! Why would I lie? Stop playing with me, bruh. Stop playing with me. ANC messed... Yo, this is a message from Kurt. ANC messed up Transnet. They messed up Eskom. Post Office, they messed it up. Denel, I don't know what that is. They messed it up. Estcourt, they messed it up. Stop playing with me. Goodyear left. Goodyear left. Goodyear had a big factory there in Eastern Cape. Eastern Cape being the same province where Nelson Mandela was born. The same province where Thabo Mbeki was born. I'm talking about two gigantic former presidents of South Africa. They were born there in the Eastern Cape. Goodyear left. Goodyear is the tire manufacturer. They left. They like, bro, we can't run business in South Africa no more because it's so hard. The ANC government made it so hard for us to run business here. We have to leave. Goodyear left. ArcelorMittal, what did they do? Gone. Pew. They like, out of here. Bye, South Africa. It was nice seeing you guys. It was nice meeting you guys. It was nice making money from you guys. It was nice, You guys are just not buying steel no more, so we're leaving. ArcelorMittal left. There was a branch here in the Val. There was a branch here, right here in the Val, right here, where I live. There was a branch here in the Val. They left. They had a branch in Bloodclot, Eastern Cape. They left. Just now, in the first quarter of 2026, 345,000 jobs were lost in South Africa. Facts. Google it. Why would I lie? Almost 500,000 jobs were lost in South Africa just now in the first quarter of 2026. Stop playing with me. That is crazy numbers. Why? Because these people are failing to run the country. Are you kidding me? Cedric is saying. All right, I already read that. Cedric, I already responded to that 40% industrial products that are being produced in South Africa. I already responded to that, buddy. Cedric is saying the embassy of Somalia was threatened by March and March to be stormed. It's almost a declaration of war under Geneva. Cedric, here's what we're going to do now. We are going to... Oh my goodness, dog. This stream is long overdue. Oh, Cedric, I don't believe you. The embassy of Somalia was threatened by March and March to be stormed. It's almost a declaration of war under Geneva Convention. You can deport whoever you want. It's your country, but the way you do it is very, very has to be within the bounds of the law. I don't know, man. I never saw March and March declaring war against the Somalian embassy. If there was a thing, I'm pretty sure Julius Malema was gonna talk about it. So if Juju didn't talk about it, I don't know, man. I don't know, but be kind enough to actually drop a link in the live chat, and we'll check a video about that, or maybe an article, please, if you can find it, please. You know what I'm saying? If you can find it as a belief, I'd really appreciate it. Cedric is saying these are jobs in South Africa which will be lost. Manufactured products, meaning South African jobs. Okay, cool, fair enough. That's a fair point. Cedric, what if I told you, Cedric, that most of those jobs are held by foreigners? Would you believe me? Cedric, would you believe me if I said that? Wasua, you funny, bro. Thanks for joining the live stream again. You are here on Saturday when we're doing these live streams. Wasua is saying, how many jobs have been created since foreigners started leaving? Wasua, it's not the first time that you're asking this question. You asked this question Saturday already. I gave you an answer to this question already, buddy. This is the same question that was posed by your favorite politician, Julius Malema, Wasua. And I told you that Juju is not being practical in their head as far as asking such a silly question. I'm sorry, Wasua. No offense to you, of course. Appreciate you for joining the live stream again. But you and Julius Malema were asking a silly question. I already answered this question, Wasua, so I'm not going to waste my time in this live stream getting into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I won't. There is a video of the embassy. You just Google it. Let's try to find this video, Cedric. I don't believe you, man. Can you guys see my screen? Wasua, stop playing with me. Okay, maybe it wasn't you who asked that question. So let's give Wasua the same answer that I gave to the previous guy who asked this question. So Wasua is asking, how many jobs have been created since foreigners started leaving the country? No problem, Wasua. All right, cool. So far as what we know, as far as what's being put out by, the South African media, right? There was a plane that was organized by the Ghanaian government to have some Ghanaians leave South Africa, right? And unfortunately, only one person showed up. So why? Is it maybe because the Ghanaians who are here couldn't get verified fast enough, or they didn't have the right papers so they can leave the country fast enough. I don't know. But only one person showed up, and they were like, okay, you know what, let's try again. When they tried again, about 300 of them left the country. Out of those 300 Ghanaians, only about maybe 10 of them were documented legally. The rest were illegal migrants, as obviously well known throughout the South African streets. But the whole world seems to be of the opinion that, or at least the Ghana government seems to be of the opinion that those foreigners were legal in the country. I bet, whatever. I guess your word against mine, whatever. And I know for a fact that South Africans are not crazy, but it's fine. And then Julius Malema went on his gigantic platform to talk about the Ghana folk leaving South Africa, those 300 Ghana folk leaving South Africa. And he asked the question, so let's say the Ghana people left on a Monday morning. On a Wednesday morning, 2 days later, Julius Malema asked the silly question, the same silly question that Wasiwa is asking right now. Were 300 jobs created after those 300 Ghanaians left the country? Are you kidding me? 2 days after they left, Julius Malema is like, yeah, I guess now there's 300 South Africans that are employed since the 300 Ghanaians left. Silly question. Silly question. Wasiwa and Julius Malema, Wasiwa and his favorite politician Julius Malema were expecting 300 South Africans to be employed within 2 days of the Ghanaian people leaving. Wasiwa, are you kidding me, bro? Within 2 days, you expect change? Just to answer the silly question, I'll leave it at Rome wasn't built in a day. The destruction, the corruption, and the demise of Ghana, of Nigeria, didn't happen within a day. The politicians, the leaders, they didn't run Ghana to the ground within a day or within 2 days. It'll take them 10 times as long for them to fix the same problems that they caused in Ghana and Nigeria. Rome was not built in a day. Ghana will not be built in a day. Changes here in South Africa will not take effect within a day. South Africa has had its independence, maybe not independence, let's rather say South Africa has had its democracy since 1994. That's 32 years ago. And we're still suffering from the same injustices that we had faced during apartheid. 32 years later. So no, Wasiwa. No. 300 South Africans were not employed within 2 days. It's a gradual process, step by step. And mind you, the same Ghanaians that you're talking about were probably not even employed like that. They were probably running spaza shops or, salons or, nail technicians, doing hair or whatever. A lot of them, at least, judging from what we've seen in the media, they've been talking about how they've been running spaza shops and doing nails and hair. And from what I've seen, as far as lived experience, most of the people that are operating in factories like the ones that Kurt suggested or Cedric spoke about, that South Africa is producing 45% of exported goods are produced in South Africa, exported goods that are going into the rest of Africa. Those people are working in those factories. A lot of them are Malawians. Cedric, Wasiwa, Kurt. A lot of them were people from Maputo. Maputo is in Mozambique. Cedric, Kurt, Wasiwa. Wasiwa, do I think that Ghana is that damaged? Wasiwa, I know for a fact that Ghana is very damaged. I know for a fact that Ghana is very, very damaged compared to where we would like it to be. We would like Ghana to be in a very, very good place, as lucrative and as profitable as far as, producing is concerned. If Ghana was in such a good place, Wasiwa, we wouldn't have Ghanaian people leaving Ghana to come into South Africa to be nail technicians, to be hairdressers. That wouldn't be the case, because you don't have South Africans anywhere in the world trying to be hairdressers and nail technicians. That's just facts. I'm sorry, Ghana is not in a good place as far as what we would like it to be in. Am I lying? Is Ghana in a good place, dog? Let's be honest out here. Let's be honest, guys. Is Nigeria in a good place? Let's be honest, guys. South Africa is not in the best condition as it used to be. I mean, back when white folk were still running the country, things were in mint condition. Yeah, obviously there was things like, racism, there was the discrimination. But guess what, Cedric? There still is racism and discrimination even under the black government. I'm sorry. Let me move on. Kurt. Okay, let me hear what Kurt is saying. Kurt, you're gonna hurt my feelings. Kurt is saying, but at least Dr. Cyril Ramaphosa is building our university. Smartest city and built and BS trains. And I guess we don't need infrastructure or water and sanitation. I'll take that as sarcasm because Ramaphosa is not building any university. He's not building a smart city. There's no trains that he's building. Matter of fact, they ran the train system in South Africa right down to the ground. Fact! We had a working train system in South Africa, believe it or not. They ran that bitch down to the ground. So I'll take that as sarcasm, Kurt. Appreciate it. Wasu, are you bugging, bro? Wasu, stop playing with me. Wasu is saying that 300 folk left South Africa. The one person who showed up missed the date. Wasu, Wasu, don't do that. Don't do that. You know for a fact your blue pulled up at the right time, right date and time. Stop playing, Wasu. Unless Wasu, stop playing with me, bro. Wasu, stop playing with me, bro. Wasu is funny. Wasu, my African brother. Ish. You, bro. Unfortunately, we don't have time to show you. I would love to show you that one person showed up, and the rest of the Ghanaian folk just couldn't show up that day. The same people who claim that they want to run away from xenophobia that's going on in South Africa, they couldn't make it for their flight in time. They couldn't make it for their flight. But yeah, we're not gonna get into that for now. I have to close off this live stream, chat. We have to move on into the next topic, okay? I don't want to make this too long. What else we got? Yeah, I agree with you, Wasua. Wasua is saying, the question was just to tell you that there are more deeper issues that need to be fixed. True story. Attacking foreigners is the least of the issues. Fighting over crumbs. Facts. You're spitting facts. You're cooking now. You see now, Wasua, you starting to think like me now. You see now. Appreciate you, brother. Wasua is saying that folk move all the time for economic opportunities. All the time. It has no reflection on the economic situation back home. Wasua! Wasua, why you lying, bro? Come on, Wasua, come on. We both know that Ghana is not in the best situation economically, bro. Come on, dog. Wasua, how many times have you seen videos of South Africans talking to men who are coming all the way from Ghana and they ask them, sir, why are you here in South Africa? The Ghanaian folk always tell them that I'm just here to find a better life. Because back at home things are not working out properly. I mean the first guy that the Ghanaian parliament claimed that was here in South Africa legally, who they took from South Africa back to Ghana, the first man, this guy. Where is he? I'm saying Ghana man attacked in South Africa, but he didn't get attacked because that's the narrative that they were getting, that was pushing on social media. If you click Ghana man gets attacked in South Africa, you won't find that video. But the Ghana government was saying that that guy got beat up. They lied. Where's that video? Stop playing with me. Where's that video? I can't find it. Flip. I know you know who I'm talking about. I know you know who I'm talking about. Cedric. Wasua. I know you know who I'm talking about. That man, Ghana took him from South Africa to Ghana. And they started talking about how he got beat up and whatever. But there was no evidence of him getting beat up. There was no clip or viral or anything. There was no evidence of that. Till this day, we're still asking the Ghana government to show us a video of that man getting slapped. There's no video. There's nothing. There's no evidence whatsoever. Or those people who got deleted in South Africa. There is. Tell us the names. Wasua. Give us the names of those people who got deleted in South Africa. Please, I'm begging you. But I was saying that to answer your question. I think I lost track of your question. There's plenty of South African hairdressers in Los Angeles. Every person going abroad is not a bum, e.g. Trevor Noah. Funny. Don't do that to Trevor. Don't do that to Trevor. That's our goat. Cedric, stop playing with us. Don't do that. Don't do that to Trevor. I mean, Trevor has achieved way more than any celebrity from any African country. Stop playing with us, man. Come on now. Come on now. Trevor Noah is one of the biggest exports of Africa. Don't do that to Trevor, dog. Don't do that to Trevor, dog. Come on now. You and I both know that Trevor Noah was holding the African flag very high. Still is till this day. You can't call Trevor a bum, dog. Don't do that. You trolling right now at this point. You trolling right now at this point. What else you got? Shout out to you, Kurt. I appreciate you, buddy. What you say? Cedric is saying have to pull the boot because far too many people see these politicians as gods. I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. I'm telling you, he was in a hurry to leave. You funny as hell. Nobody touched that, man. They spoke to him nicely. What else you got? You guys are so cool. You guys are giving me a lot of talking points here. I appreciate you guys. What else? And I'm glad that there's other Africans in this live stream. It's not only South Africans, so I'm able to talk to you guys directly. And deep down, I know you guys know that South Africa is not xenophobic. You know what I'm saying? Kurt, that's an African language, my guy. Hey, that one is different for me. I can't read this one. One each does switch to af hebben so wunsch each dem amen sonder das efere leben. Hey, that has to be French. My goodness. Are you Congolese? That has to be French. Good evening, Brian. Have a great week. I'll subscribe. I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks a lot, buddy. So hold on. So we seem to have a few Ghana folks in the live stream in the chat here. There's a video that I saw. Let me find it quickly.
But their work visas are still not renewed because the former minister, Dr. Aaron Motsoaledi, did that. And if you were in their shoes or in my shoes at that time, what would you have done? You need to get your facts before you start reacting.
Uncle is upset. Yo. Sorry, Uncle. It is what it is, man. Shout out to Mr. Mtsoaledi for doing his job. I'm sorry. Let's read a few comments. If I can find one. Let me just zoom in quickly. Uncle is upset. Alright, let's read a few comments. Can you guys see it? You guys can see it for sure. This comment reads, the former minister acted correctly. A work visa is not a right. It is a privilege granted by a host country. Fact! A work visa is not a right. It's a privilege that's granted by a host country. If a permit is issued subject to renewal, there is no guarantee it will be renewed. Thank you so much. Right? That decision rests entirely with the host country. There is no guarantee that it's going to get renewed. Unfortunately, sorry. South Africa has millions of unemployed people. including many qualified teachers with B.Ed and STEM qualifications. Facts! Why is he saying that being a teacher is a scarce skill? Why are you lying, uncle? Why, uncle, why are you lying, uncle? Why are you lying? I'm gonna let the South African tell you the truth. Cook, my brother, cook. What is my South African saying? My South African is saying that South Africa has millions of unemployed people. Millions. 8.1 million unemployed people, and some of them are teachers, including many qualified teachers with B.Ed and STEM qualifications. Teaching is not a scarce skill that cannot be fulfilled by a South African. Facts. Government has every right to prioritize local citizens for employment opportunities. I said that already. There seems to be a small expression of entitlement here. Small? That's where me and the South African disagree. He said small. I feel disrespected by your choice of words, sir. Big, humongous, gigantic expression of entitlement. That's what you meant. Point of correction. But it's okay, I'll forgive you. Are you kidding me? What else is he saying? No one is entitled to a work visa. Nobody. Every country reserves the rights to refuse or not renew permits based on its labor market needs. This comment is goated. Find me this bro, buy him a beer right now. I'll send him $50 for a beer. It is not a personal vendetta. Mr. Motsoaledi did not have a personal vendetta against nobody. Government is therefore entitled to assess whether foreign recruitment remains necessary and to prioritize South African citizens where suitable local candidates are available. What kind of comment is this one? Comment of the year? Comment of the year? Huh? Comment of the decade? Stop playing with this blue. What else is he saying? If a visa renewal is declined, remaining in the country unlawfully is still illegal, regardless of how valuable the work being done may be. Oh my goodness, bruh. Who gave this guy a stove to cook like this, boy? Golden Ramsay, you got competition. Helping communities is admirable, but it must be done the legal route. Facts! The lesson here is simple. A work visa is a privilege, not entitlement. Prioritizing unemployed locals for available jobs is exactly what governments around the world are expected to do. I'm done with the stream. That's how we closing this stream on a high note. We closing the stream on a high note. Are you kidding me? Shout out to Uncle for exposing the rot in our Home Affairs department. Wasua, I like you a lot, my guy, but you and I disagree on everything. I'm sorry, you and I disagree on everything. Now you're talking about soon we're gonna be complaining about Limpopo folk taking our jobs. Stop playing, bro. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. South Africans actually are very united. I would like to see the same happen for the rest of the country, rest of the continent. I would like to see the rest of the continent uniting to try to fix their problems in their countries. I would love to see that. You feel what I'm saying? Imagine a Nigeria that has its own working health system. I mean, was it last year when the world champion, the boxer, lost some friends in a tragic car accident today in Nigeria, and they couldn't get an ambulance to come at the accident scene. I mean, a country with I don't know how many people are in Nigeria, 300 million. In a country with 300 million people, they couldn't get a single ambulance to pull up there at the accident scene. I would love to see Nigeria actually, come together. Just like how South Africans are coming together right now to fix the problems in their country, I would love to see the Nigerian folk also come together to fix their health system, so that when somebody needs an ambulance can show up and assist them. I'd like to see a country where Nigeria doesn't have to, deal with criminals who kidnap their kids, beheading educators in front of kids, and the Nigerian government doing nothing about it. I'd like to see a government that's being held accountable by a united Nigerian folk with support from African countries as well, like South Africa. I would like to see that happen. I would like to see South Africans actually condemning everything that's going on in Nigeria. As much as South Africans are condemning everything that's happening in Nigeria right now, I'd like to see that happen with other countries as well. I'd like to see Ghana talking about the problems that Nigeria is facing and Ghana actually helping Nigeria. According to you, Wasua, Ghana is actually doing a very good job in their country. So if Ghana is doing a good job in their country, why is Ghana not helping Nigeria fix their problems? That's your neighbor. The same Ghana that you're advocating for, Wasua, that's Nigeria's neighbor. But they're not condemning the criminal activity that's going on in Nigeria. That says a lot about the Ghana folk. That says a lot about the Ghana folk. They care about what's going on down here in South Africa, but they don't care about what's going on to their neighbor. Are you kidding me? I feel like Ghana's priorities are just all over the place at this point. They should maybe try to bring it close to home. Maybe they should try to bring their priorities close to home and actually focus on, the next door issues. Since they got everything figured out, right? Ghana has everything figured out, right? If Ghana has everything figured out, please focus on issues that are faced by your neighbor. As a belief, help your neighbors. Kids cannot just disappear just like that while the government is quiet and complacent about it. The Nigerian government is so loud about problems that are going on in South Africa, but they say nothing about the kidnappings. Are you kidding me, bro? God forbid, but I dare somebody to kidnap 50 South African kids. Watch how the country shuts down today. Watch how the whole South African country shuts down right now, today. Do you guys remember justice for Kwekwe? There was one girl who was allegedly raped. The whole country went on a frenzy. One little girl. God forbid, but I dare you guys to kidnap 50 of those little girls. Watch how the country shuts down completely, entirely. Let's not do that, guys. Wasua, but that's my point. Wasua, what you just said right now, Wasua is saying that, I beg you, don't talk about Nigeria, I'm a Ghanaian. We laugh at them. Our system works better than them. Wasua, but that's my point though. Why are you laughing at them, Buddha? Wasua, Atogo, this is not how the Ghana folk operate, dog. The Ghana folk that I've met, those are loving people, bruh. I had a lady who used to do my hair. She used to braid my hair every single 3 weeks. Lovely lady with kids. Her husband, wonderful man. The friend that I have, he's a Ghana brew. Wonderful brew. See how me, I love you, buddy. Your comment right now is the opposite of my representation or the perception that I had of Ghana folk. You can't say that you laugh at Nigeria because they're struggling. I know that your system works better than Nigeria. That's why I'm suggesting that maybe you guys should focus on the problems that are being faced by your neighbor instead of focusing on problems that are going on in South Africa. That's what I'm saying, Wasua. And you denied the fact that you're from Ghana. You said that you're not from Ghana, but now you're saying that you are from Ghana. Why are you lying, Wasua? Help your neighboring country. Kids got kidnapped, buddy. Kids. And you telling me that you laughing at the system? Come on, Wasua, do better, dog. Delete that comment right now. Delete your comment right now, Wasua. How do you delete someone's comment? I need you to delete this right now, please. I'm begging you, please, delete that. I won't allow you to say that. Not after what I just told you is going on in Nigeria, and you're gonna tell me that you're laughing at their system? Don't do that, buddy. You and I were having cordial conversation, very respectful, but now you're disrespecting the Nigerian folk. On my live stream, you bugging, you tweaking. My girlfriend is calling me, Wasua. You're not gonna disrespect the Nigerian folk on my live stream. Don't do that. Maybe you thought that I'm the right South African to pick Nigerians on. No, I'm the wrong one. Most of us South Africans love Nigerians. We do. But it's not going to stop us from trying to fight the issues in our country and asking them to leave. We love you so much that we are the only African country that's condemning the kidnappings that are going on in Nigeria. Facts! I haven't seen a single Ghana social media influencer or somebody with a podcast talking about the issues that are going on in Nigeria. I haven't seen that. It's only South Africans. And you're proving my point, Wasua. You're proving my point by laughing at the problems that your neighbor is facing. Don't do that. Wasua, don't do that. Don't do that, please. I'm begging you, man. Help your neighbor, dog. Help your neighbor. So your neighbor doesn't have to travel all over the globe just to find greener pastures. Help your neighbor have green grass in their backyard, like how you have there in Ghana, Wasua. How about you try that, buddy, please? Please. That way we can be able to have a thriving Africa where we can all have, one Africa. But we're not going to have one Africa in one country, Wasua. I need to call my girlfriend. She keeps calling. Hold on, chat. I appreciate you guys for joining this live stream. This went on for way too long. Wasua, thank you so much for your input. Cedric, what's up, my boy? Nah, Cedric, I know that Nigerians have beef with the Ghana folk or vice versa. I know that. But it doesn't make it okay. I mean, you and I have to condemn it. You know what I'm saying? How are we going to build one Africa if we don't, work with each other? That's what I'm saying. Let me call my girlfriend, chat. I appreciate you guys for joining this live stream. Make sure you click the like button. Oh, she's not going to stop. Make sure you click the like button before you leave. Wasua, you better click the like button. You better click the like button. Wasua. Especially you. Everyone else, you don't have to, but Wasua has to. He has to. Please educate yourself about the Nigerian issue. It has many ramifications, including ISIS, CIA, and many other dangerous organizations. Nigeria has in many civil wars. Nigeria is in deep trouble. Nigeria is in deep trouble. Deep trouble. Nigeria is in bed with a lot of bad people. I don't know, man. I don't know how Nigeria is going to solve its problems, but I say, can we at least fix our problems first and then we'll get to the Nigerian issues later? But as South Africans, can we just prioritize South African issues first? Ghana, you guys seem to be okay compared to the rest of us. So maybe you guys might be in a position where you can help Nigeria. But hey, Nigeria's in trouble, guys. Nigeria's in trouble, guys. But yeah, chat. Let me pick up this call. Thank you guys for joining this live stream. I'll catch you guys on the next one, okay? Click the notification bell so that you notify when I go live again. Click that button so you notify when I go live again. As I believe. You just smell what I'm saying? Appreciate you guys. Cheers. Deuces.